Hello folks, this is Norm the teacher again. I'm going to do another video. Today's video is another video on locking holsters for a gun. I've already done one video that's called locking holsters for the .45 Taurus, which is a video done on this locking holster that I made. And today I'm going to show you a new one that I made. This one right here. This is for a .25 Auto. The reason I make these holsters is because for the particular guns I make them for, I have not been able to find locking holsters. I had no problem finding a locking holster for my 9mm. These slide action type guns are easy to find locking holsters for. But for revolvers and little tiny slide action guns like this, much more difficult to find a locking holster. This is a Bauer 25 Auto, and I bought this at Cabela's for $149 used, and the box that it came in is real old, and you see something that you don't see in gun boxes anymore. There was like a parts list. You could buy all the separate parts from the factory. Like a new barrel was like $3.75, if you can believe that. You get a new barrel for it. Any part of the gun you could get. You could order all the parts and assemble another gun if you wanted to. I don't think it's that way anymore. Okay, a little bit about this 25 Auto holster. I'm going to get my face off camera here because you're not interested in that. You're interested in the holster. This particular holster is designed a little bit differently than this one. This one, the locking action was on the breech part of the gun. Right here. The breech part of the gun, not the trigger guard. And this one uses the trigger guard, which like most of the commercial ones that you buy do, like Bulldog for example. And so I decided to use the trigger guard on this one for several reasons. Better design, I think, and also it was easier to design being this is such a small gun. Anyway, here's how it works. You take your gun, you slide it in. First of all, you have to pull up the lever. This is the pin that locks the gun in place via the trigger guard. Push it in, push it down, and now it won't come out. It's locked in there real good and solid. So if you want to draw your gun, you take, first of all, when you design your holster, make sure you design it so that you can get a grip on the handle. Now this little small gun doesn't have much of a grip, but I still had to make some allowance for grabbing whatever grip I could. And that's mainly with these two fingers. You grab it like this, and then your index finger pushes the lever down. It's a spring action. That little spring that you see in there I got that from a 50-cent paper clip that I got at the dollar store. There was a package of two paper clip removers, or staple removers I should say, and so I got each spring for 50 cents. If you were to buy the spring separately at some hardware store, you'd probably pay $2.50 for it. 50 cents a piece at the dollar store. Okay, here's how it works. When you push on this lever here, notice how the pin raises, gun comes right out. You put it back in, you raise it up, it's locked in place. So the idea is that you use your index finger to release the gun. Then you pull the gun, and guess where your index finger ends up? Right where it should be, on the frame of the weapon. Then if you have to use the weapon, you bring your fingers down and you put it on the trigger. Okay, a little bit about the design of this particular locking holster. I use indoor-outdoor carpet. I'm going to take it apart here for you. It comes apart real easily. This particular one is held together with 1/4 inch bolt and a couple of L-tabs on each end to keep it from rotating like this. This one here was assembled by 2 bolts that hold the plate on, and then these 2 bolts held the spring on. That spring I got from a paper, a clipboard. Matter of fact, a clipboard just like this, except this one's gold colored. $1 at the dollar store. $1. Okay, if you buy that spring somewhere, it probably cost you $5. All right. Anyway, taking this apart, take 1/4 inch bolt out. And I make things where they come apart so that if I have to... now the padding is... I didn't glue the padding in because it doesn't need to be glued in. And if the padding wears out, I can replace it very easily. I just pull it out and cut a new piece and put it in. And again, it's indoor-outdoor carpet. I get this indoor-outdoor carpet for very, very cheap at Menards. Okay, so there's a... you have to design it so that when the gun is in here, it stops. You definitely want to make sure that the gun can only be pushed in so far. Because if your locking pin is here, in that area, I just used my finger here. If the gun can go further forward, guess what? It's going to pull back the trigger. And you're going to blast your leg off or wherever. So, you don't want to do that. So make sure that when you design it, that it can only push in so far. That's what this piece of metal is for here. It stops it here and here. And it keeps it stabilizes it pretty well rotating this way also. Alright. Notice the end here. For this particular gun, this holster is bulletproof. If my gun accidentally discharges, a 25 auto will not penetrate 1/4 inch thick plate steel like this. It won't do it. Matter of fact, it doesn't even dent it. It leaves a lead smudge and that's it. If fired from 5 yards. So if this gun accidentally discharges, it won't be a good day, but at least the fragments of the bullet won't go anywhere because they're all contained. Alright, so that's a little bit about the internal design there. Hope I'm getting this all on camera. Yeah, alright. Okay, and the design of this. Okay, now, originally I had, how many minutes I got here? I'm at 7 minutes. Okay, design it so that your fulcrum is parallel to the line of pull of your gun. Here's my fulcrum. Rotates on the fulcrum. Make sure it's parallel. I had it perpendicular before up here, and I had to push the lever this way. The problem with that is that when the gun pulls, notice how when it pulls this way, it can release it. But now it's pulling this way perpendicular to the lever arm, and that line of force perpendicular to the lever arm won't allow it to go up. But if it were pulling this way, so originally I had this whole assembly up here, and I pushed it this way. Not a good thing. So I changed it. That's why this hole is so big, because I had to re-machine the hole. Okay, that's a little bit about the design of it. Now it goes back together real easily. I'll put my pad back in here. Whoop! Not a good thing. Good thing the gun's empty. And forget about the pad right now. I'm in a hurry. Put this here. That lines up there. Put your screw back in, your bolt back in. Tighten it up, and you're ready to go again. It's locked. Push the lever. Comes out. Okay. So that's it for this video, folks. Hopefully I taught you something else, and I'll be doing many more videos in the future. And hit the like button and subscribe if you want to be notified of new videos that I make.